When you think of ancient Rome, you probably picture gladiators, emperors, and grand legions. But the Roman Empire wasn't just built on military might. It was built on incredible engineering and innovation. Many of their inventions were so advanced that they weren't surpassed for over 1,000 years. Today, we're diving into 15 ancient Roman technologies that completely changed the world. Let's start with number 1. Aqueducts. This is probably the most famous Roman invention. These massive structures were engineering marvels, designed to transport fresh water over vast distances into cities and towns, using a precise, gradual slope. Gravity did all the work. The Pont au Gard in France is a stunning example, standing tall even after 2,000 years. This constant supply of fresh water was crucial for public baths, fountains, and sanitation, dramatically improving public health. Next up, Roman concrete. You might think concrete is a modern material, but the Romans perfected their own version, called opus cementitium, over 2 millennia ago. What made it so special? They mixed lime and volcanic ash, known as pozzolana, with water and small stones. This created a hydraulic setting cement that was incredibly strong and durable, even hardening underwater. This is why structures like the Pantheon and the Colosseum are still standing. Modern engineers are still studying their recipe to create more sustainable, long-lasting concrete today. Number 3 is Roman roads. All roads lead to Rome, the saying goes, and for good reason. The Romans built over 80,000 kilometers of sophisticated, multi-layered roads connecting every corner of their vast empire. These weren't just dirt tracks. They were meticulously engineered with a deep foundation of packed earth and stone, followed by layers of gravel and sand, and topped with smooth, fitted paving stones. This allowed for rapid troop movement, efficient trade, and communication, truly holding the empire together. At number 4, we have the Julian calendar. Before Julius Caesar, the Roman calendar was a mess, and often manipulated for political gain. In 46 BC, Caesar introduced a new, sun-based calendar that was far more accurate. It had 365 days, with an extra day added every 4 years to the leap year. Sound familiar? The Julian calendar was the standard in the Western world for over 1,600 years, until it was slightly refined into the Gregorian calendar we use today. Number 5. The Codex. Before the Codex, written works were kept on scrolls, which were clumsy to read and store. The Romans popularized the Codex, which is essentially the ancestor of the modern book. It consisted of stacked pages, bound at one edge. This format made it much easier to find information quickly, to write on both sides of the page, and to carry around. The Codex played a massive role in the spread of knowledge, especially early Christian texts. Coming in at number 6 is battlefield surgery. Roman legions had dedicated medical corps, or Medici, who were some of the most advanced surgeons of their time. They had specialized surgical kits with tools like scalpels, forceps, and catheters. They understood the importance of sanitation, using hot water and sometimes vinegar to clean wounds, which drastically reduced infection rates. Their techniques for staunching blood flow and amputating limbs saved countless lives on the battlefield. Number 7. Arches. While not the first to use arches, the Romans mastered them and used them everywhere. The simple semicircular arch allowed them to build bigger, stronger, and more impressive structures than ever before. By distributing weight outwards and downwards, arches could support massive loads. They were the fundamental building block for everything from aqueducts and bridges to triumphal arches in the mighty Colosseum. Moving on to number 8. Public baths, or thermae. These weren't just places to get clean. They were sprawling social complexes. They included hot, warm, and cold pools, saunas, gyms, libraries, and even food stalls. The baths were heated by a sophisticated underfloor heating system called a hypocaust, which we'll get to next. They were central to Roman social life, accessible to both rich and poor, and vital for public hygiene. As promised, number 9 is the hypocaust system. This was an ingenious form of central heating. The floor of a room was raised on pillars, creating a space underneath. A furnace would pump hot air and smoke into this space, which would then travel through the walls in hollow clay pipes. This heated the floors and walls, creating a cozy and warm environment. It was a luxury mainly found in the villas of the wealthy and in public baths. At number 10, we have an invention that shaped the media. Roman newspapers, well, sort of. The Acta Diurna, which means daily acts, were official notices carved on stone or metal and posted in public places like the Roman Forum. They detailed military victories, gladiatorial games, births and deaths, and even government decrees. While not a newspaper you could buy, it was one of the world's first forms of public daily journalism, keeping citizens informed. Number 11 is the Roman abacus. Long before electronic calculators, the Romans used a portable counting board to do arithmetic. The Roman abacus had grooves or wires with beads that could be moved back and forth. It was surprisingly efficient for addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division, even with the clunky Roman numeral system for merchants and tax collectors. It was an essential tool of the trade. Number 12, apartment buildings, or insulae. As cities like Rome grew crowded, the Romans developed multi-story apartment blocks. These could be up to 7 stories high and housed the majority of the urban population. The ground floors were often shops, with apartments above. While often poorly built and prone to fire, they were a practical solution to urban housing shortages, a concept we are very familiar with today. Coming in at number 13 are water mills and the use of water power. The Romans were pioneers in harnessing the power of water. They built complex water mills with large wheels that could power a variety of tasks. The Barbegal Aqueduct, a mill complex in southern France, for instance, had 16 water wheels that could grind up to 28 tons of grain a day, enough to feed a city of 80,000 people. This was industrial-scale production in the ancient world. Number 14. Sewers. While the aqueducts brought clean water in, a complex sewer system took the wastewater out. Rome's most famous sewer, the Cloaca Maxima, or greatest sewer, was initially an open channel, but was later covered. This vast network drained waste from public latrines, baths, and homes, carrying it to the Tiber River. This sanitation infrastructure was vital for preventing disease in such a densely populated city. And finally, number 15. Although developed in the Syro-Palestinian region, it was the Roman Empire that turned glass blowing into a massive industry. Roman artisans perfected the technique, allowing them to mass-produce glass vessels quickly and cheaply. For the first time, glass was not just a luxury item for the rich, but a common material for everyday items like cups, bowls, and window panes. From the roads we still walk on, to the books we read, the legacy of Roman technology is all around us. Their ingenuity and ambition laid the groundwork for much of the world we know today. It's a powerful reminder that even 2,000 years ago, human innovation knew no bounds. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this journey back in time, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more dives into history. See you next time.